Well, it's December the 1st. It means it's time to open that first door on your Advent calendar, if you haven't already, and begin the countdown to Christmas. We're going to be doing that as a church together, in one way at least, by posting up these videos each day, a kind of thought for the day, each one coming from a different person in our church family. So I wanted to start us off today just by asking the question, what is Christmas all about? And how do we get our heads around God coming to earth as a baby to save us? One way I like to think about it is like an author writing themselves into the story that they've created. There's lots of authors who've done that through history, but my favourite example is Dorothy Sayers. She was a writer writing last century who was one of the first women to graduate from Oxford. And she wrote detective fiction, among lots of other things. But one of her most famous characters is Lord Peter Wimsey and his detective series. He's an amateur detective who goes around solving mysteries on his own until he meets a new character. About halfway through the series, a new character called Harriet Vane appears on the scene. And she happens to be one of the first women who's graduated from Oxford. She also happens to be somebody who's obsessed with mysteries and solving crimes. And so she gets together with Lord Peter Wimsey, and together they fight crime and eventually get married. Do you see what she did there? Dorothy Sayers has written herself into that story. It's maybe almost as if she looked into the world she created, fell in love with Lord Peter Wimsey, saw that he was lonely, that he had troubles and struggles, and loved him so much that she wrote herself into the story so she could rescue him. Well, there's a verse in the Bible, a well-known verse that says, "For God so loved the world he created, that he gave his only son, that whoever believed in him should not perish but have eternal life." Maybe that's not a verse you associate with Christmas, but it's a verse that's all about God looking into this story world that he's created, loving us, seeing the mess that we're in, and writing himself into the story. That's who Jesus is. God himself in our story, in his story, here to save us.